Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your top stock queries from portfolios. Top market experts join in on the show and they advise you on your stock queries as well. In case you're watching this show for the first time, well, welcome. And this is where you can actually send in your questions. The WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. Don't forget to mention your name, your location and your contact details so that we can directly patch you to our top guests and you can speak to them to get a custom-made advice on your stock related queries. In case you're watching us live on our YouTube platform, well, there's this comment section there, so you can continue to send in your questions and I can take up some of those for our top guests as well on the show right there. Let me also welcome our guest on the show for you. On the show, we have Ms. Shivangi Sarda, who's joining in from Motilal Oswal Financial Services. She tracks technicals and derivatives there. Warm welcome, Shivangi, and good to have you with us. Well, season's greetings to you up front for the upcoming Christmas and the New Year's as well. Tell us, how are markets looking to you in this last, absolutely the fag end of 2024?
Very good afternoon, Sakshi. So it's pleasure to be here always and speak to everyone. We've seen that the markets have somewhat found a base near the year end, and 23,500 will be an important positional level to watch out for. Now, few concerning points are obviously there in the markets. Apart from the global markets, we've seen that some sort of pressure was there in the market. But overall, there are some of the factors like Nifty put call ratio improving above near about zero point 0.9. So that has been a very good factor. And volatility index, India VIX has crashed. So overall, buy on decline is, kind of being seen in this kind of a market, but we're still forming a very narrow range as of now on the daily frame. So a hold above 23,850 will trigger the next short covering move for Nifty. And of course, we are in the last week of the month and last week of, last monthly expiry of the year as well. But there will be some sort of volatile swings expected on Thursday. But before that, we've seen that rollovers are fairly in line with good amount of open interest addition. So overall, we will witness the comeback of the bulls, but there will be volatile swings which will continue here onwards. So 23,500 is a support positional to watch out for the next up move towards 24,400 mark.
Okay, got that. So that's as far as the market setup is concerned and the expectations there. We already have some queries coming in, so we'll straight away dive in, Shivangi, for you. Our first question for you is from Ankur Modi. He says, hi, Sakshi, good afternoon. I'm from Jaipur. Good afternoon, Ankur. Hope you're doing well. He says it's chilling out there. Yes, Delhi is also chilled out further because of rains, and we do know some of the north parts of the country have already started to get some snowfalls. We're watching all those lovely visuals on the various news channels as well. So it's lovely to see these chills coming in. But his question is that can I buy KFinTech and Gabriel India at the current levels, or should I wait for correction? I have a long-term view. Okay, KFinTech, we do know today there was a sharp bounce on this one again. Let's look at the charts on this one, Shivangi. KFinTech, what is your view here? And from the auto space, Gabriel India is where he's keeping his focus. KFinTech today is at 1481, 4.6% higher, Shivangi.
Talking about K FinTech, we've seen an excellent rally in the last four trading sessions.
Yes.
In fact, this has been a year. This stock has been a year performer. It's doubled in the last 1 year itself, and we've seen this spectacular sector, movement over here, which has added to the stock. So definitely one of the most strongest counters, and we are expecting that this run will continue over here. So K Fintech can be looked out for any small declines, Ankur, and we are looking at next roundabout positional targets of 1600. So you can wait for that if you have a good horizon. And 1440 would be an important support to watch out for.
Yeah. Okay, got that. And Gabriel India?
So talking about this stock, we've seen that there has been some sort of a downtrend from the last 2 weeks, and stock, has a tendency to kind of fall more than it moves. So I think we could avoid this stock for that matter for the moment, and because the weekly structure is still holding up, but the monthly structure is not kind of giving any good signs of recovery from these levels. So I think avoid.
Okay. Satya writes in, good afternoon, Sakshi. Merry Christmas to you and to all your teammates. Thank you so much, Satya, for giving us those Christmas greetings. I wish you and your family members as well a very happy Christmas and a new year upcoming as well. His question is on Allied Digital Services Limited, that's ADSL, and he wants to know whether he can add this stock right now or when exactly will be the right time to add. He has a few stocks at around 120 odd levels, so he's sitting on profits, but he further wants to add more positions to Allied Digital. So what is your view on this stock?
So talking about this stock, we've seen a good attraction in the recent times, but I believe there are better stocks and sectors in momentum that one can focus on, and one can look for some of the new age digital companies, be it Paytm, Policy Bazaar, or Zomato. One can also focus on some of the gold and gold jewelry related stocks. So I think you should be diversified rather than adding more funds in one stock.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next question. Right, so this is from Mr. M.K. Reddy Polu. He says, hi Sakshi ma'am, I want to know RCF and Shipping Corporation of India stocks in my portfolio. I already have them. So for the short term, like for about 1 year perspective, what is your view? RCF is from the fertilizer space and Shipping Corporation of India again from the defense shipping area as well. Those are two different sectors completely. Shivangi, first, these two are the spaces which always get pre-positioning ahead of the budget also. Because there's a lot of expectation that fertilizers will be on top of the radar of the government. Maybe defense allotments will also be made, allocations will be increased there. So these are the pockets that are again garnering investors' attention. What is your view? RCF from the fertilizers and Shipping Corporation of India from the defense space?
So talking about RCF, firstly, we've seen that there has been profit booking from the last 4 months, and even though it's found a good base near about 150, but the stock is lacking in momentum in the sense that there is no follow-up buying over here. So I would suggest, of course, there is a lot of data points that suggest that before the budget, these counters or these sectors uh, tend to move and be in action. But I feel that we could wait a couple of more weeks for that factor to set in, because right now there is not much of volumes and RSI is also not showing any signs of reversal over here. Now, talking about shipping corporation or the other stocks in this sector, this has actually eroded, even though on a year-on-year basis it's high, but the kind of fall that we've seen from the lifetime high levels till now, that has been quite steep, and we've seen that selling pressure has been intact from the last 4 months. So definitely this quarter hasn't been that good for these counters, and I believe there is a little more downside of around about 200 odd levels. So watch out for 200 levels to again start buying this stock, but a little more pain left.
Okay, got that. Next, let's take a question. This is from Kamlesh Narkhere. He says, "Hi Sakshi, अभी बाय ऑन डिप्स करें या फिर 20 जनवरी तक रुक जाएं?" तो कमलेश जी मेरे ख्याल से पूछना चाह रहे हैं यहाँ पर शिवांगी, जब से डोनाल्ड ट्रंप 20 जनवरी से शायद अपना ऑफिस अज्यूम करेंगे, तो तब तक के लिए रणनीति क्या होनी चाहिए और उसके बाद क्या करना चाहिए, ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं। तो अभी इनके लिए क्या सलाह रहेगी?
जी काफी बाजार में डेटा पॉइंट्स है जो अफेक्ट करने वाले हैं। ग्लोबल मार्केट्स का भी काफी एक आफ्टरमैथ रहेगा, प्लस हम भी बजट के टुवर्ड्स जा रहे हैं, तो वॉलेटिलिटी जरूर बनी रहेगी। जनवरी के मंथ में हम देखते हैं कि प्रीमियम्स भी काफी हाई रहते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल हेजिंग देयर पोजीशंस। तो मेरा यह मानना है कि हमें पोजीशन तो जरूर बनानी चाहिए, बट हम हेज्ड रहे, ज्यादा अग्रेसिव वन साइड नहीं जाए, बिकॉज both the side swings are going to be there. So markets में मेरी यही रणनीति रहेगी कि आप बाय ऑन डिक्लाइन की रणनीति स्ट्रैटेजी वाइज ही अप्लाई करें रिस्क मैनेजमेंट के साथ, तो बेहतरीन रहेगा। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक एक्शन काफी अच्छा है। आप होटल एंड टूरिज्म पैक को देख सकते हो, कैपिटल मार्केट स्टॉक्स को देख सकते हो, एंड सम ऑफ द ज्वेलरी रिलेटेड गोल्ड काउंटर्स को भी ध्यान रख सकते हो। तो इन सब सेक्टर्स को मध्य रखते हुए आप अपना एक अच्छा बास्केट ऑफ पोर्टफोलियो बना सकते हो फॉर द नेक्स्ट 1 or 2 months।
Hmm. Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Let's take the next question, and this question is from one of our callers who is with us on the phone line. Gaurav has dialed in and he's joining in from Agra. Gaurav ji, namaskar. कैसे हैं आप? पूछिए अपना सवाल.
मेरा सवाल दो कई पहले मेरे पास टोटल 8 स्टॉक हैं। अभी मैं फिलहाल दो पे जानना चाहता हूँ। पहला स्टॉक मेरा आलोक इंडस्ट्री में करीब 8 महीने से फंसा हुआ है। कुछ हजार स्टॉक है मेरे पास जिनकी खरीद है 34 रुपए। तो मैं उनसे एग्जिट लेना चाहता हूँ। अब एग्जिट मैं किस पॉइंट पे लूँ? ये ऊपर आ सकता है थोड़ा बहुत, या फिर इन्हीं से लॉस बुक करूँ? और दूसरा मेरा है बीईएल की मेरे पास करीब 5,000 शेयर है जिनकी खरीद है 322 रुपए। पर उसमें कई बार ऊपर तक आ जाता है, जैसा अभी आ गया था थोड़ा दिन पहले 320 के आसपास, फिर वो वापस नीचे पहुंच जाता है। तो मैं कहाँ पे एग्जिट लूँ उसमें जिसमें मेरा प्रॉफिट हो जाए? क्या ये होली तक 400 पे जा सकता है, या इसकी 400 पे जाने की कब तक उम्मीद है?
गौरव जी का दो सवाल यहाँ पर हैं। पहले तो शिवांगी आलोक इंडस्ट्रीज़ पर इन्होंने पूछा है 34 रुपए के लेवल पर कुछ शेयर्स हैं इनके पास, तो काफ़ी टाइम से रुके हुए हैं और पूछ रहे हैं कि अपना प्राइस आने के लिए क्या बहुत लंबे समय का और वेट करना पड़ेगा, इनके लिए सही रणनीति क्या होगी आलोक इंडस्ट्रीज़ पर। और दूसरा डिफेंस स्पेस से अगेन बीईएल की बात कर रहे हैं कि यहाँ पर भी इनकी पोजीशन है लेकिन इनके प्रॉफिट्स आने में थोड़ा टाइम लग रहा है, तो अभी क्या राय रहेगी बीईएल में भी? तो पहले आलोक इंडस्ट्रीज़ की बात कर लेते हैं।
4 सालों से एक कंसोलिडेटिव बैंड में रहा है और यहाँ पे हमने देखा है कि स्ट्रेंथ जो है वो बिल्कुल नहीं है। तो जहाँ आप समझ सकते हो 4 सालों से ये स्टॉक पेन में रहा है, तो यहाँ पे रिकवरी आने में भी टाइम लग रही है क्योंकि यहाँ पे कोई साइंस ऑफ रिवर्सल या रिलीफ नहीं देखने को मिल रहा है। तो मेरी यही राय रहेगी कि जहाँ ये स्टॉक्स कैपिटल इरोजन वाले हो, तो आप बिल्कुल इसमें से एग्जिट करें और अपने कैपिटल को सेफगार्ड करें। काफ़ी अपॉर्च्युनिटी कॉस्ट है अगर आप इन स्टॉक्स में फँसे रहते हो और दूसरे मोमेंटम वाले को कैप्चर ना करते हो। तो मेरी राय रहेगी कि हम एग्ज़िट करें। दूसरी स्टॉक अगर हम आई बिलीव बीईएल की बात हो रही थी। तो बीईएल की अगर हम बात करें यहाँ पे तो इस स्टॉक में वीकली बेसिस में कंसोलिडेशन हुआ है। पर अच्छी बात ये है कि लगभग अपने 5 महीनों के रेंज को ही रिस्पेक्ट कर रहा है, हायर ज़ोन्स पे काफ़ी अच्छी तरह से टिका हुआ है। सो पॉजिटिव फैक्टर ये है कि हायर बेस को रिस्पेक्ट कर रहा है ये स्टॉक और मेरी राय रहेगी कि हम यहाँ बिल्कुल बने रह सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट जो है 315 तक के लक्ष्य यहाँ पे बनते हुए दिखेंगे। 285 के एक इम्पोर्टेंट सपोर्ट को आप ट्रेल स्टॉप लॉस की तरह माने और आगे की तरफ ट्रेल भी करते रहे।
ओके, गॉट दैट। चलिए यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल गई है। नेक्स्ट हमारे पास सवाल आया है और ये है अनुज सिंह का सवाल। ये न्यूजेन सॉफ्टवेयर टेक्नोलॉजीज़ के बारे में पूछना चाह रहे हैं शिवांगी। न्यूजेन सॉफ्टवेयर के शेयर इनके पास 1265 रुपये के रेट पर हैं। 100 शेयर्स हैं इनके पास, लगभग 25% का इनको प्रॉफिट भी हो रहा है। अभी पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि क्या इस पर बने रहें और प्रॉफिट्स की उम्मीद है या फिर निकल जाए? सलाह यहाँ पर आपकी क्या होगी? न्यूजेन सॉफ्टवेयर की बात हो रही है।
जी बिल्कुल, न्यूजेन की अगर हम बात करें यहाँ पे स्टॉक जो है कम से कम बहुत ही अच्छा रिटर्न दिया है। 100% इस साल में हमने देखा है कि इसमें एक अप मूव देखने को मिला है। और अच्छी बात ये है कि यहाँ पे कोई भी छोटे डिक्लाइंस में मौके ढूंढे जा रहे हैं खरीदारी के। एक स्टीप अप मूव जरूर हमने देखा है पिछले 24 सेशन से। तो थोड़ी बहुत कंसोलिडेशन इन जोन्स पे देखने को मिल सकती है, बट ओवरऑल स्ट्रक्चर पॉजिटिव है, इसलिए बने रहने की सलाह रहेगी। 1650 तक के इमीडिएट यहाँ पे टारगेट्स बन रहे हैं, वहां तक हम बिल्कुल वेट कर सकते हैं 1550 के एक सपोर्ट को ध्यान रखते हुए।
ठीक है, अगला सवाल ले लेते हैं। ये सवाल हमारे पास विजय कृष्णा का हैदराबाद से है एंड ही वांट्स टू नो ऑन मरीन इलेक्ट्रिकल्स। दैट्स द स्टॉक दैट ही हैज़। Let's look at the chart of marine electricals as well. 292 is the current level. Today it's up by nearly a percent. And his question is, should I add marine electricals for long term at the current levels? Can you please suggest? Okay. Let's pull up the long term charts also of the stock. In the last 1 month alone, we've seen a 27% surge on marine electricals. And in the last 6 months, the stock has gone up 90%. That means nearly doubling of investors' money. Year to date, there has been an even fantastic return. 183% of a surge is what investors have already garnered on this stock as well. 52-week high somewhere to the tune of 333. Right now, the stock is hovering at around 292 odd levels. Shivangi, what do you expect from this stock? It's been a stellar year for this stock so far for investors of this stock. Do you think this can continue even in the new year?
Absolutely. So we've seen that the previous hurdle zone was near about 300 odd levels, and the stock had recently surpassed these levels. Although there has been some sort of profit booking in the last three trading sessions, but it is holding above its key exponential moving averages. It's been a wealth creator in the last 1 year of doubling the money, more than 200% return. So definitely there is some sort of steam in the stock, but of course, one is required to put a strict stop loss over here, or at least trail their stop losses ahead, so that they can protect their capital. So next up is around about 300. Not much of a up move that we're seeing at these levels, but 300 is what we can look out for with a support of 285.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Let's take another question, and this is from Naman Diora from Kolkata. In fact, he's on the phone line with us. Hi, Naman. Good afternoon. How are you?
All good, ma'am.
Yes, Naman.
Ma'am,
Tell me, what's your question? Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you so much for wishes.
ma'am, I was asking regarding this one on mobile and this one traction check.
Okay.
I'm
You
holding on mobile around 3,000 shares at around 96 rupees and traction as of around 1,800 shares at 97 rupees. So I
okay?
need a long-term outlook as of around 6 months to 1 year time horizon perspective.
Okay, got that. Okay, we'll try and get you the answer for both right there. Both the stocks have slipped below his own purchase price, Shivangi. So for on mobile, he purchased at around 96 levels. It's come down to in the 70s now. And for Traxon also, he bought at around 97. The stock is currently at around 73. What would your suggestion be on both these stocks for the next 6 months to 1 year perspective?
So, technically speaking, if I look at on mobile, this stock has not performed in the last 3 years, and there is no signs of entry here, even at these levels. And stock has been in a very consolidative, uh, manner in the last 2 years. Although there has been more declines rather than any further uptick over here. So I would definitely say that you should not be with these kind of stocks which are not showing any momentum and action. Be with the movers of the game, and of course you have a big opportunity cost when you're stuck in these kind of stocks. So definitely exit out of the two.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. I hope this has answered your question. Next, we have Vikas Ahuja's question. He says, Hi Sakshi, I want to buy Vedanta. Is it the right time to buy Vedanta for the next 2 to 3 months? Okay, we'll try and find out from Shivangi what are the charts really suggesting here. Metal space has been volatile, so to speak, thus far. Shivangi, what is your own sense? Vedanta has been consistently in focus this year on the back of a number of dividends that the company has continuously announced. But a fresh buy at this stage, would you recommend?
So Vedanta, we've seen that this month has seen a very volatile swing. In fact, it failed to hold above its previous lifetime high of 523. And even though we touched a new lifetime high, but then the stock failed to hold at those levels, and we've dipped lower, below 460. So somewhere there is, lack of follow up buying over here, even when the stock has retraced to these levels. and there is some sort of more pain point left. So I would suggest one could wait till 445 odd levels for the stock to drip, and then maybe start accumulating. The stock is overall for long term very good, but for the short term trading, I think 445 is what we can look out for the next bounce towards around about 480 zones.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Let's take the next question then. This is from Vinita Gupta. She says, good afternoon, Sakshi. I have Skipper India at the rate of 360. Where should I be averaging it? I have a long term horizon on this stock right there. 360, she bought this and she's sitting on good amount of profit. So congratulations to you, Vinita, for picking up this stock at the right level and getting the benefits of this one as well. Where can she average out now, Shivangi? That's the question.
So, Skipper has been moving almost 1.5 times in this year so far. And, it's respecting its daily 50 exponential moving averages. So, definitely one of the good counters that have moved in this year, and it's respecting near about 540 support, which has been a support in the previous time. So one could definitely be in this stock, continue being here. But I would suggest you have to put a stop loss at around 545 and with a next up move towards maybe 600 levels. But it might take some time because the stock has slowed down a bit.
Okay, next let's take another question. This is from, we'll take a WhatsApp question then. This question is from Mohit from Ludhiana. He says, I've got 2000 shares of Trident at the rate of 3 rupee 9 paisa. Okay, right now I think the stock is hovering at around 33 odd levels. So he's sitting on good profits. His time horizon is 2 years. He wants you to guide him on this one. He got an early entry into this penny stock that was just trading at under 4 rupees, right now at 33. Better to book profits right now, or do you feel that this can continue to move up, Shivangi?
So congratulations, firstly, and it's kind of these stocks that you keep holding that uh, from a lower level, which gives you a wealth creation. But of course, talking about Trident, this year has been little muted for this stock, and we've seen that recovery of the lower top, lower bottom of the last 2 years have been somewhere erased. But overall, this stock has kind of failed to hold above 50 levels. So there is some sort of pressure that is going to continue being here. So I would suggest what one can do is with a stop loss of 30, one can keep holding this stock and for the next up move towards 45 level.
Okay, got that. Let's take another question. This is from Maurya from Bengaluru. He says, I've bought Indigo 4800 call option of January 30th at the rate of 36. Should I hold or book profit? Can you please suggest me also a stop loss for the same? Indigo 4800 call option January 30th at 36 rupees. What would you say?
So definitely Indigo has been one of the top picks after a good consolidation of the last 13 odd session. This stock has come out and excellent open interest addition as well over here, which clearly indicates that the stock is poised for a good up move here. Now, what I'm looking at is the call option that I'm looking at is looking quite lucrative, and one can continue holding. But of course, with trail the stop losses ahead so that time decay doesn't hurt you.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question, Maurya. Please do hear the advice that Shivangi has shared with you, as she's the one of the best that we have in derivatives, and she's heading the derivatives right there in Motilal Oswal as well. Let's take the next question. This is from Kerala. From Satya has written in from Trichur in Kerala. Says, good afternoon, Sakshi and team. Let me wish all of you a wonderful Christmas. Well, thank you so much, Satya, for your wonderful wishes right there on Christmas. We extend the same to you and to your families at large as well. May the upcoming new year turn out to be a fantastic one, both in your investment journey as well as in your personal lives as well. So he says you guys are the best in this segment, so please keep it up. Thank you again for sharing these wonderful words for daily calls, and may you continue to grow leaps and bounds in your investment journey along with us in daily calls. His question is on Hind Copper, Shivangi. His average price is around 100 rupees. Now he wants to know any short to medium term outlook, and after exiting, which is a better one to buy. So that's what his question is. His average price 100. What would you say, short to medium term?
Short to medium term, if we look at Hind Copper, this stock is not going anywhere because we've seen that even though there has been some sort of shorts being covered, but overall, this stock has kind of given up its gains and it's failing to hold above 300 levels. So if it manages to hold above 300, then there can be a good up move over here. But right now, 300 is the next resistance that we're looking at for this stock, and the support is actually at the recent low of 260 levels. So 260 would be an important support to watch out for. One can keep in mind these levels and then continue trading here. Apart from this, I believe we should kind of have a diversified portfolio, capital market stocks, and the some of the travel, hotel, tourism, aviation stocks are also in focus. So these stocks should definitely be in your portfolio.
Okay, got that. So there you have it, a view that's come in right there. Let's take the next question. This is from Hemlata from Chennai. In fact, she's asking on an IPO space. I will take your question a little later, Hemlata, with our fundamental guest. This next question we will take is from okay, Govind Bhatia. He's from Dubai and he's watching our show. Hi, Govind. Good afternoon. Good to see you watching our show from Dubai. And he says, I want to know on Aarti Industries. I've bought 100 shares at 523. What is the long-term view on Aarti Industries that you will have to share with her, Shivangi?
Absolutely. It's a pleasure talking to you overseas. But of course, we've seen that Aarti Industries has been kind of a, it's kind of been on the negative side year on year basis, and we've seen that there hasn't been a respect of the support levels immediate basis also. So I think one could exit these stocks, and if one wants to be in this sector, then there are much better stocks in the pharma, diagnostic, and lab stocks also. So one could actually focus on those areas rather than this stock.
Okay, got that. So there you have it. I hope this has answered your question. All right, Shivangi, there's a request coming in. If you could please speak louder, they really want to hear you with your views right there. I think two of our viewers on YouTube have mentioned that. Could you please, or maybe I'll ask PCR also to increase the volume that Shivangi can be heard better as far as our viewers on YouTube is concerned. Right, let's take another question. This is from, okay, we have a question coming in from Suraj Ghorpade and he's from Maharashtra. He says, could you please advise on Hume Pipe shares? I want to know Hume Pipe. So this is India Hume Pipe, I believe that he wants to know on. Let me just quickly pull up the share of Indian Hume Pipes company. That's what he wants to know. 383 is the current level. Shivangi, could you do the analysis of the charts and tell us how is this stock really looking like at this point?
So absolutely, this stock has seen a good run up in the first half of the year, but later we've seen that the stock has corrected in the last 4 to 5 months and sort of stabilizing near about 370 odd levels. But again, we've seen that stock is little muted, lack of follow up is there. So I would recommend that if one has a lot of patience, then one can continue being there, but the stock is going to take a little bit of a time and patience here. Levels per se, one can look at 400 as the next resistance, and 370 would act as a crucial support here.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Shivangi, we will thank you then on this note for helping all our viewers with your advice on various stock queries that they presented to you. And thank you so much for advising your own stocks as well. Thank you. Good to have you with us on this special. And viewers, before we get on to the next set of questions with another guest on the show right there, remember, we are already looking forward to the run-up to the budget that's now taking further pace. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is now meeting with top economists today in a crucial pre-budget consultation right ahead of the Union Budget of 2025. Now, what are the big expectations there? What is the agenda going to be? Let's straight away go across to my colleague Karishma Sudani, who's getting us all that insight for you right at the time this crucial meeting is underway. Warm welcome, Karishma. Tell us as things speed up as far as the budget is concerned. What is it that we can expect in this very crucial meeting with the top economists of the country? This right happens when the growth in the country has come down to a 21-month low of 5.4%. So this is going to be very, very crucial to understand what is it that the top economists in the country are going to be suggesting to the government as far as how can the budget be bringing back growth, back on the growth path right there as far as India is concerned. Tell us what is on the agenda today.
Sakshi, absolutely right. When you're talking about the dip in the Q2 GDP numbers, it's one of the major reasons that government may in fact now want to lower the complete GDP growth target. And on that hindsight, this meeting stands very important because this is the second such meeting that's happening in a month. The first pre-budget consultation with the economists was by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on December 6th of this month. It's definitely procedural because Prime Minister Modi also meets all the economists procedurally, and he also met them before the budget that was held in July, and this is also ahead, of course, of the budget that will be presented by Finance Minister on 1st Feb. The key agenda definitely has to be on the fiscal consolidation path because they're calling a troop of economists. They're going to discuss about how they could boost manufacturing further and ensure that the GDP growth numbers stay on mark. The center is expecting to have a GDP growth estimate somewhere between 6.5 to 7%. RBI, Morgan Stanley and all other credit rating agencies had a higher number, but after the Q2 dip, they had to change their forecast, reevaluate their numbers and give a number that's close to what the center had predicted. The meeting likely will, of course, discuss on this. The meeting also has the presence of Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and representatives from Niti Aayog, including the CEO and Vice Chairman.
Right, Karishma, keep an eye out on what are the key developments. We will get back to you during the course of the day as well when we get to hear from some of the economists as to what were the key discussions that were held right there to make aware all our viewers on this front as well. And that's how the economy will take preference, we all hope, in the upcoming budget, and we do see a growth-oriented budget. That's what the markets will also be expecting this time around. We'll continue to get you all the insights from what's really happening right at the North Block and all the developments that are taking shape at the Finance Ministry right ahead of the budget soon from now onwards up until the 1st of Feb. So stay tuned for those updates also on Business Today. We also have another guest who's joined us now to answer all your questions. Kranti Batini now joins in, Director Research at Wealth Mill Securities. Warm welcome, Kranti, and good to have you with us. Season's greetings to you for the upcoming Christmas and New Year's. Hopefully, this year turns out to be a fantastic one for you and your team members and your family as well. And personal, professional life both continue to be growing manifold. That's what we expect for you and from the entire team of Business Today Television for you as well. Tell us, what is it that you're expecting from the markets then? This year-end cheer is clearly missing the Christmas cheer, but do you see that happening in the first half of 2025?
Sakshi, first of all, thank you for your wishes. I reciprocate the same wishes to you all, to you and to all the entire team at Business Today TV. And yes, Sakshi, Santa Claus rally just started but fizzled out on the Indian markets right now. But we are in a positive territory, nothing to worry. As long as we are carrying above the 23,750 range, which is 200-day moving average. So as long as we are above the 200-day moving average, market is expected to turn out to be in a positive territory. Of course, as you rightly mentioned, we have many announcements going ahead in the new year. As we enter into the new year, market try to discount the earnings of 26 and 27. That gives some more headroom for the indices going ahead. And we also have the budget that's going to be. So this year it's going to be a full-fledged budget. The earlier budget what we had was a interim budget. So this year budget can be at a full throttle. We can expect a complete growth focused budget. So the capex has been quite slow in the first half of the year. So in the coming few quarters, we can expect a heightened activity in terms of the capex is concerned, which are going to boost the earnings of the company. I'm quite optimistic. Of course, there were some kind of pessimistic voices we do come across as we entering into the new year, but I'm quite optimistic for the 2025. We are going to witness a new high on both the indices.
Okay, got that. So, with that hope, we will start off by taking all your questions now, viewers, with our guest now. We have this question coming in from one of our viewers from Hyderabad, and he says, could you please guide me on Minda Corp? Okay, from the auto ancillary space, Minda Corp is on the top of his radar. How is it that you assess the fundamentals and the technicals on this stock? Do you think this is advisable to look at?
Definitely, Sakshi, the kind of earnings the stock has been posting and also the resilience the stock is witnessing. It's a stock to hold on to one's portfolio. One need to look at the current 500 range is the medium term important range to look forward. One can hold on to the stock with a minimum horizon of 1 year. We are witnessing some kind of softness with respect to auto sales are concerned. But even though the volumes are volumes are less, but the what I can expect is the premiumization that's taking place in Indian automobile industry that are going to benefit these players going ahead. One can hold on to Minda Corp at this range.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in as far as Minda Corp is concerned. Ankur wants to know from you, Kranti ji, if you could suggest him any good multi-bagger ideas. See, it's Christmas time, and we want you to take the role of Santa and present some stocks from your, advice to all our viewers as a Christmas present as well for the new year.
Sakshi, at the markets are at a higher end of the market. And in this market, the difficult task is just getting the value is has been a very difficult task for each one of us. But given the kind of the risk reward proposition is concerned, there are still value buys still there in the market. I still like defense companies. I also like stocks in the railway space, which looks very exciting. Even though these stocks are given multi-bagger kind of returns to the investor, still there is ample potential in these stocks. One can look at the if to get a multi-bagger, one need to have a different perspective. It's not like that I'm telling one XYZ stock and they buy, but the multi-bagger kind of returns, it needs a different business acumen. I'm not sure how many people who are watching the shows. Okay, they have that business acumen and investment acumen that is needed for the investors. So in the past, whatever be the stocks we discussed on your show turn out to be multi-baggers. Thank God. but
Yes.
so I still believe the names in the defense stocks, okay, can still give much better returns from these levels. Also, they can outperform further. Uh, for a fundamental perspective, one can look at BEML still at this price, which can give a decent returns for the investor. The risk reward is completely in the favor of reward. So one can look for BEML, which is on the screen. Still, the stock can perform well. Uh, one thing one need to upbeat the market returns. Okay, then multi-baggers will come on the way.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. We'll take the next question from our caller who's with us on the phone line. We have Momita from Kolkata joining in. Hi, Momita. Good afternoon. How are you?
Hi, Sakshi. I'm doing well. Hope you're good too.
Thank you so much, Momita. What's your question for the day?
I wanted an BSC. I'm holding this stock at an average of 2,430 odd rupees. I've already partially profit booked and got my principal out. But I need to know, if it makes sense to continue to hold the rest of the shares in it, or should I just exit because, it seems a little stretched right now.
Okay, got that. BSC, all right. Kranti ji, what would you advise right there on
First of all,
BSC?
congratulations to her. She made a multifold return. She can hold on to the stock and start accumulating this stock at on dips. Given the kind of the macro theme that we are seeing in the financialization of asset and also the kind of boom that we are seeing in equity markets. So BSC is one of the listed entity that's going to take the advantage of the digitalization of savings and also the risk assets are concerned. BSC is the one of the best pick for the investors. But till the time NSE is not listed, BSC is the only listed company in terms of the full-fledged stock exchange stock is concerned. So she can buy at dips.
Okay, got that. So there you have view coming in on BSC. Next, Satya wants to know on fundamental view on Barmer Lorry, please. What can you suggest on Barmer Lorry? The stock has been gaining some traction in the latter half of 2024. Do you think this can continue? How are the fundamentals placed for this stock?
With respect to the Balmer lorry is concerned, it's a PSU stock, and whenever the PSU rally do comes on PSU stocks are concerned, the company is majorly involved into logistics, and they also have travel and tourism services. It's a public sector undertaking. There are some kind of better stocks are there in terms of the complete business models are concerned, but the valuations looks attractive at this point of time until unless the investor have a very long term horizon. I
Yeah.
don't go with this stock, but the valuations do looks very attractive, but fundamentally not great revenue increasing factors are not coming into this stock. So I try to uh, get some more good business models than Balmarari. But in terms of the valuations are concerned, the stock looks very attractive. But in terms of the business prospects are concerned, there are many exciting businesses than Balmarari.
Okay. Anupam Singh from Varanasi writes in on our WhatsApp number. He says, I have 2,000 shares of Karur Vaisya Bank at a price of 175. I've been holding for 1 year. What is your view here? Should I continue to hold on or exit this one? Your view on Karur Vaisya Bank, it's now at 216, but he's still on profits. Your suggestion?
Actually, in terms of the Karur Vaisya Bank is concerned, uh, the investor entered at a higher price of the range. But last 3 years, if you see the stock has went from a range of 50 rupees to the range of 245, the price range. The stocks, all the financial services stocks are in a consolidation phase at this point of time. Given the kind of the fundamentals of this bank is concerned, one can hold on to this stock with a longer term perspective. He can hold on to the stock. Of course, he would have disappointed because after he bought nothing, not much movement in this stock. But given the kind of interest rate hike season what we witnessed, so Karur Vaisya Bank had that impact. So he can hold on for 1 more year in his portfolio.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Let's take the next question. This is from Francis from Pune. He says Zomato's current trading price is 275. As a retail investor, I'm considering to purchase this stock. Could you please provide insights on whether it's a good entry price point for a fresh entry or the price can fall further? Well, Francis, you do know that Zomato has been a multi-bagger stock for this year. The way it has rallied this entire year will actually tell you that the stock has gone up 2 or 3 times from the lows that it had seen in 2024 alone. And now if you're looking at a fresh entry, it is important to consider the kind of time frame that you will also have on this stock. Krantiji, Zomato has been one of the top favorites for traders, for investors, and even analysts for 2024, and rightly so. The stock has proven itself with the kind of rally we have seen. Now for someone looking afresh at Zomato to enter at 276, it's still below its all-time highs, which it had gone up over 300 as well. Will it be a good entry point?
Sakshi, for a high risk appetite investors are concerned, any dip in Zomato one can add, but one need to keep also on their mind. It's not the price. Look at the valuations of the stock. The stock valuation is currently, the market cap is at around 2,65,000 crores. Many of the other business models, PSUs are not even in the range of 1.5 lakhs crores. So, given the kind of the longevity of the long-term business opportunities of this business and also the new age digitalization business is concerned, the sector looks very exciting at this point of time. They have the levers to increase the further revenues streams in the coming quarters. So if the investor with a high risk appetite, one can add Zomato kind of names at dip.
Okay, got that. Next, we have a question coming in from Mayank Saxena on our YouTube. He says, "Hi, ma'am. I have Prince Pipes 60 shares at the rate of 602 and Idea Forge at 729. Can I average in both?" Okay, Prince Pipes bought at 600 odd levels and Idea Forge bought at 730. How would you look at these two stocks?
Uh, all the stocks are in a corrective phase, actually, especially the Prince pipes and all. All the majority of these pipe companies, after the rally, what they witnessed in the first half of the year, okay, because of the government initiatives like Jal Se Nal kind of programs, they have given greater emphasis for these
Correct.
pipe related companies. They had a rally, and right now they are in a complete consolidation phase. Coming to the last quarterly results are concerned, the company could able to post a decent profits. So one can hold on and he can buy if the client, if the investor have a long term horizon, he can keep adding this stock. Idea Forge is concerned, still they have to deliver in terms of the profitability is concerned. That's where the stock is lagging. If the investor have a high risk appetite, he can add Idea Forge.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. We have a caller with us, Kalpesh, who's with us on the phone line. Kalpesh ji, namaskar, कैसे हैं?
नमस्कार मैम, मेरा फैक्टर एक निफ्टी मीडिया इंडेक्स के ऊपर है क्योंकि ये इंडेक्स 2005 से लॉन्च हुआ था, तभी उसकी बेस वैल्यू थी 1000। अभी ये तकरीबन 25 साल के बाद भी वो डबल नहीं हुआ है। इवन लॉकडाउन के बाद सारे इंडेक्स डबल ट्रिपल हो चुके हैं, ये स्टॉक इंडेक्स ही नहीं चला है। फॉरगेट अबाउट स्टॉक। अभी ये था, ये इसका था सनसेट की बात, सनराइज की बात करूँ तो रिसेंटली रिलायंस और अदानी नए नए टेक ओवर कर रहे मीडिया सेक्टर में, तो क्या इसके पास इसमें कुछ वैल्यू है, उसमें तेजी हो सकती है? और कैसे, और ऊपर से जो कंट्री भी है, पीवीआर है, डी सीरीज, उसको एफएनओ बाहर निकाल दिया है, तो बेसिकली मीडिया में कोई किस्म का फ्यूचर में नहीं है। तो ये मीडिया सेक्टर में क्या हो रहा है? सनसेट इंडस्ट्री है या सनराइज इंडस्ट्री है अभी?
Okay, the question is on the media sector and the index right there, as not much returns have been seen for this year and for the last few years right there. Kranti ji, how would you advise on this one as to whether there will be, a space, this space will outperform, or will there be continued disappointment that one will have to see on the media index? How will you advise?
Sakshi, with respect to the media is concerned, yes, of course you are correct. The stocks have been in a consolidation phase. This is the one of the underperforming sector in the past 1 year. Of course, we know the kind of disruption that's taking place in the media because most of the time people are spending on YouTube rather than watching the other medias. So there is a shift is that's taking place. So that's going to impact the revenues, and also we have the other models that has emerged in the media. So so the stocks is expected to underperform in the coming quarters also, until unless they are going to change their business models. So I completely try to avoid media in the medium to short term perspective.
Okay, got that. So there you have it. That's the view that is coming in on this sector right now. All right, we will now take the last question. And this question is from Sai from Hyderabad. He says, I have invested in railway stocks like RBNL, Ircon International, and IRFC, and I'm sitting on 15% losses on all of them. What is advisable? Should I hold on or book losses at this point? What would you advise, Kranti?
One thing is the stocks are in a momentum zone. One, if anyone try to chase the momentum, okay, these stocks also tend to get into a consolidation phase. That's what we witnessed in majority of the railway stocks. They went up to the rooftop and they corrected from its peak nearly 20 to 30% on an average from each stock. But given the kind of earning visibility and also the business model and also the kind of infrastructure development that's taking place in the railway sector, so all these companies are going to perform well on a medium to longer term perspective. You need to hold on, just have some patience, and these stocks are going to bounce back in another 3 to 6 months time.
Right, okay. All right, thank you so much, Kranti ji, for being with us on the show and helping our viewers with a lot of insight on the markets. And the markets are also looking better from morning. 23,800 is back with us, 44, 48 points higher in trade as far as the Nifty is concerned. Let's hope it improves. We have oil and gas, autos, FMCG, realty all picking up pace. Let's hope that this improves for the better in the next 2.5 hours in trade, right before the truncated holiday tomorrow. We leave you at that, viewers, on this edition of Daily Calls. Daily Calls will return after tomorrow's market holiday on Thursday afternoon at 12 noon. So keep writing all your questions to us so that we can take them up in the next edition. Many thanks for joining in. Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is the year-end special edition on Business Today and on Market Today as well. It's that time of the year when all of us are bracing up for Santa to finally come to town, spread some Christmas cheer and usher in good joys for our personal as well as professional lives.